What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for RuPaul Drag Race All Stars 4. Ooh, Lord. Episode 3. So, look. A couple of things I learned with this episode. First thing I learned was it's only but so much anybody can take. Enough is enough. I learned that ding dong, the witch is dead. That you cannot force good TV. It either you have it or you don't. And the third thing I learned is that Miss Valentina ain't as dumb as people want her to think. She's not as dumb as what people think she is. Let me say that. Lord, I got that all twisted up. But, so let's start off with the episode. So, of course, we start off where we left off with them talking about the lip sync. And basically saying, look, you know, I like Farrah, but she just didn't have it. She just wasn't ready for All Stars. You know, 2 weeks in a row, you're in the bottom 2. You were saved last week because basically Jasmine Masters didn't try hard enough. I think maybe if Jasmine Masters had been a little bit humble, and had maybe begged a little bit. I don't want to say beg, but you know, tried a little bit. She might not have made it last week, but you got a gift in that Jasmine Masters was like, whatever, if you want to send me home, send me home. So they were like, okay, we'll send you home. Then we have last week where you ended up in the bottom again. And I mean, honestly, you know, Valentina talking about how hard it is. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I told y'all last week, I don't want to hear not another person talk about how hard it is. You know what the fuck you signed up for. It is what it is. Don't whine about that shit. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of that. Now, then Monet was saying that she was upset that she lost the lip sync because she felt like she did better than Valentina. Now, let me say this. Editing can be editing. Right? I get that. I saw another review where they were saying that they feel like it was edited a certain way. But I feel like it's edited in the favor of the person that you want to look at. Monet, I'm sorry. You are a motherfucking lip sync goddess. But you didn't give it to me. Now, if you're going to tell me that they edited your performance to the point that made Valentine, I don't know. I can't. Because it wasn't even close to me. What Valentina did versus what they showed us that you did, it wasn't even close. Now, if you see the playback and you still think that you slayed it and that you deserve to win over Valentina, then okay. But I would need to see both performances unedited. Because I ain't see it. Anyway, then Trinity want to come for Monet talking about something. Well, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to be mean or be funny. Whenever somebody starts a sentence off that way, you know, that's exactly where they're going, right? She gonna say, well, I mean, what were you thinking going out there to lip sync in that outfit for Ariana Grande? So, of course, Monet was like, well, what were you thinking with that gown you had on? And she was like, well, I think a gown for emotions. I mean, that's what Mariah Carey would wear. She was like, yeah, a gown, but not that gown. See, you're not going to outread Monet. Now, what you saying might be right. Maybe Monet's outfits were not the cream of the crop, and they're not the most expensive, but you ain't going to outread her. She going to give it to you. But that was a little interesting. I saw a little bit of from Miss Trinity Tuck. All right. So we come back into the workroom, and this week, again, there's no maxi challenge. I mean, no mini challenge, honey. They're going straight for the maxi challenge. And the maxi challenge is Snatch Game with a twist. And I love this twist. The twist is you're doing Snatch Game, but instead of doing like the Hollywood Squares type style they did before, you're going to do sort of the dating game. Or what they used to be called back in the day, the dating game. So you're going to be in character, but you're going to be answering questions that try to get picked to go out on a date. So, here we go. Now, again, the same way, I don't have any sympathy for anybody complaining about how you are picked to have to eliminate somebody. I don't have no whole lot of sympathy for somebody who don't come ready for Snatch Game. Now, it seemed like everybody came ready for Snatch Game except Miss Gia Gunn. And what I mean by that is she had one character with no backup. Now, her character, she wanted to do Caitlyn Jenner. Well, Trinity said she was doing Caitlyn Jenner. Well, Gia felt like she should get to be Caitlyn Jenner because she was transgender. And Caitlyn Jenner was transgender. And that Trinity should just let her be because she was representing the transgenders, and that Trinity should just give it to her. First of all, part of Snatch Game is to not be in a comfort, to be the person that would be the obvious choice. That's first of all. But second of all, after the way you've been acting and treating people, what the fuck make you think anybody was going to do a favor for you? And then she going to come at Trinity talking about because Trinity said, well, no, I'm Caitlyn and I don't plan to change. She going to tell her, well, you should pick somebody else. She said, who was your backup? Did you have a backup? Trinity said, yeah, I had a backup, but I'm not doing my backup. I'm doing who I said I was going to do. And Gia's going to say, well, it's not what you want to do. It's what you're going to do. Bitch, what? What? Who the fuck are you? Gonna tell me what I am and what I am not gonna do. You done lost your mind. And like I said, had you been humble and been a team player and even just been nice to people, maybe somebody might have thought about doing a favor for you. But nobody. And Trinity was not backing down, because see, Trinity wanted your ass gone. She peeped you last week and she wanted you gone. And she was giving you absolutely no favors. So then they said, well, who was your backup? She's going to say, well, I didn't really have a backup because it just never occurred to me that I wouldn't be able to do Caitlyn. I don't give a fuck if you pick the most obscure person that you think nobody would ever think to do. You have a backup. You should always have a backup. So her backup was Cardi B's nail tech. Now, for as much of a fan that I am of Cardi B, I don't know who the fuck Cardi B's nail tech is. Gia said that she's Instagram famous. Okay, she may very well be Instagram famous. Cardi B was Instagram famous too once upon a time, and I still didn't know who the fuck she was, so she was on Love and Hip Hop New York. Because everybody don't follow people like that on Instagram and know who's... I don't. You know, I don't, because it was something... Who was it? Was it an earlier episode? I want to say it was an earlier episode of All Stars. I want to say it might have been episode 1 or 2 that somebody was on there and everybody was like, well, you should know who that is. Like, I looked at all the reviews and everybody know who they were except for me. I was like, oh, I didn't know who that was. Because they're YouTube famous. Like, I watch YouTubers, obviously. I am one. So, I didn't think that was a good idea even before I saw her damn performance. We'll get there. So, anyway. Monet is doing Whitney, and she said, you know, she did such a good job on her season doing Maya Angelou that she was like, anything less than that would be a letdown. But you pick somebody that is so hard. First of all, you pick somebody that's been done, and you pick somebody that has not been done successfully. And all the catchphrases, like, it was just tired. Monet was tired. I just didn't think... I wasn't crazy about that, about you doing Whitney. You look good, though. Naomi did Wendy. She did a really good job with Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams is annoying as fuck, and you were annoying as Wendy Williams, and you did a good job, I thought. I'm so sick of Naomi's lips. What is wrong with her lips? Did she get them plumped, or is it the makeup she uses? I don't know. It's not cute. Trinity was Caitlyn Jenner, and last but not least, then we had, Valentina as Eartha Kitt. First of all, let me say this. Trinity slayed Caitlyn Jenner. She did a really good job. She slayed Caitlyn Jenner. Monet was as Whitney. She was giving the catchphrases. She was trying. She tried to do the little prop with the water bottle so that every time they came to her, it looked like she was sweatier and sweatier. I get it. I got where you were going with that. It didn't quite land, but okay. You know, she was throwing out the little jokes, but she kept talking to Bobby. I don't think Whitney would be on a dating show talking to Bobby, but okay. All right. Then we have Miss Eartha Kitt. Oh, the Bachelorette was Gus Kenworthy, who's an Olympic gold medalist. Okay. I didn't know who he was, but okay. He was cute, though. So then we have Valentina as Eartha Kitt. Now, here's the thing. It is clear that Valentina read an Eartha Kitt biography somewhere along the line because she knew everything about Eartha Kitt. But she was so quick to try to just throw facts out that she wasn't being funny. She got the purr. And you could have just, if you had just emulated Eartha Kitt from Catwoman and just threw a bunch of those like innuendos out there, like that she would throw the little double entendres and the innuendos she threw out when she was Catwoman, that would have landed really well. Just be a sex kitten. But you throwing out there how you studied with Catherine Dunham and your mother hated you, and like that is very obscure stuff that unless you have studied or read on Eartha Kitt, you wouldn't know. And it had nothing to do with a dating game. Like it just didn't land. It just didn't land. So, but I think that Naomi did good. And then we ended up, Caitlyn won. So Trinity Tuck won her round. Then the next round we had Della Reese was Latrice Royale was Della Reese. We had Gia Gunn, which she was I forget that girl's name. She was Jenny, whoever Cardi B's nail tech is. We had Tiffany Haddish. Monique Hart was Tiffany Haddish. She did a decent Tiffany Haddish. Monique Hart is something very unpolished about Monique Hart right now to me. I feel like she was more polished last season when she ain't had no money. And now this season where she's got money for all these costumes and stuff, something is just falling flat for me with her. I don't know. I'm not really caring about her makeup. I don't like how she's doing her makeup. It doesn't look cute to me. I don't like I don't know. It's something just ain't connecting with me with Monique Hart right now. Then we had and I kept calling Manila Milan. Shout out to Milan Trejor, but I kept saying Manila and Milan. But anyway, Manila, she was Barbara Streisand. A very annoying Barbara Streisand, but Barbara Streisand. Yeah, right? So on their panel, I think everybody sort of held their own except for Gia Gunn. Now, what was horrible with the whole situation with the thing with Gia Gunn was Gia Gunn kept stepping on everybody else. And even she was vulgar. Their person was Keon Lansdowne, something like that. He's an actor. Her jokes were vulgar because one of the questions was about something, again, a double entendre about being big or small. And she was talking about, well, I like big dicks. I like big dicks. And I felt like she was being offensive. Like, I know she's Asian, so I guess she can get away with playing stereotypical Asian characters. But to me, it made me cringe just to see how she was playing this person. It made me cringe. Then they had this thing about bunk beds, are you a top or a bottom? And she starts going off on this whole thing about about being a top, but she's a real woman and not a fake woman. Because one of the questions went to Latrice, and she starts answering the question, and Latrice was like you could tell Latrice was irritated. So finally Latrice just snapped and was like, why are you what are you doing? Why are you here? And she kept trying to answer the question, and Gia kept stepping on her and kept talking over her, and then started insulting her, talking about, well, she's not a real woman, she's a man, and she doesn't have she has a dick. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong? See, let me stop for a second, pause. Gia, here's the thing that irritated me the most about you on this episode. Well, actually, on this season. I get it that you are transgender, and I get it that you are transitioning. I get all of that. And I respect that your walk, and I appreciate that you have found your voice. I get all of that. But it almost seems like you are now putting down drag queens when that was what you did. And you even said, you were a drag queen because you couldn't find your real voice, and now you're actually a woman, and you don't really want to even do drag anymore, that you only came back to All Stars to represent the trans community. Like, I get all of that. But for you to now because see, here's the thing. You'd be real pissed off if a quote-unquote a natural woman said the same shit to you that you were saying to Latrice Royale. Latrice know who the fuck she is. She knows that she's a drag queen. She knows she's a man in a dress. She knows exactly who she is. She didn't need you to say it. And that's not the first time you said something. When they did the rap video, the rap, your verse was talking shit about being a real woman versus being a fake. you need to figure out who you are. And being who you are does not mean you have to put other people down in the process. Okay? Anyway. So, the person that got picked on that panel was Barbara Streisand, Manila. I keep wanting to say Milan. And so they automatically were in the top, right? Because they got picked. They won Snatch Game, so they automatically were in the top. So this week's runway was Boots Down, right? Boots Down Realness. So let me just go through this a little bit. Oh no, rewind, pause. Before we get to the runway, there was a couple of workroom moments, and Latrice let Gia know how she felt. Latrice talked about how, you know, she's getting married and how it really made her feel that she worked for marriage equality, and now she's found somebody to spend the rest of her life with. It was really sweet. And if you follow her on Instagram, you saw the pictures from the wedding. She looked really nice, and not, well, she wasn't dressed as Latrice Royale, but he looked very nice. But the other thing that happened in the workroom was Latrice let Gia know how irritated she was and how pissed off she was at what she did during the Snatch Game. And Gia basically was saying, see, here's the thing. I ain't buy that shit. I think Gia knew exactly what the fuck she was doing, and I think she meant to do what she did. But what she tried to say was that she didn't realize that she was stepping on her, that she was just drowning, and she knew she was doing a really bad job, and she was just trying to be funny. I don't believe it. And the reason why I don't believe it is because you have shown me what your character is. So I don't believe you. I don't believe her. I believe she knew exactly what the fuck she was doing. And I believe she meant to do it. And I believe she specifically went after Latrice. I absolutely believe it. Because she didn't do it to the rest of them. Or at least it was edited out. Let me say that. If she did it, it was edited a certain way. She didn't do it to the rest of them. She didn't do that shit to Monique. Not the same way she did it to Latrice. I mean, she called Latrice fat. She called her a man. It was not, and it was uncomfortable. Anyway, all right, back to the runway. Boots down. So everybody was supposed to have these boots. Now, let me tell you something. Because the theme was boots down, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to what they had on outfit-wise because the theme is boots. So I don't give a fuck about what the rest of them had. I'm looking at the boots. So the first person came out, was Monet Exchange. Monet's outfit was bad, honey, and them boots it was a whole motocross theme, and it almost looked like an outfit that, if you remember the video, motorsport video with Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Offset, it looked like something out of that. It could have been something out of that video. It was so good. It was so good. I really love Monet's outfit. Naomi Smalls came out with these horns on her head and these half boots. They were like shoes they weren't cute. I ain't like them. They didn't do nothing for me, right? They were not boots enough for me. Then we had Trinity Tuck, who, to me, she looked like she came straight out of Desperately Seeking Susan, like Madonna from the 1980s, Desperately Seeking Susan. It was okay. It was a lot of buckles and stuff. Valentina's outfit was bad. Her outfit was a nude bodysuit, but the boots, I couldn't tell if the boots were the whole thing was the bodysuit and the boots were part of the bodysuit, or if it was the same material and it just blended. But it looked like it was one big piece and you like had to step into the boots and then pull up. But it looked good. It looked really nice. I didn't like that color on Valentina because her complexion, to me, it blended right in. But it was bad. It was bad. Then we had Monique Hart. She had on this Red Riding Hood theme where the boots were like red fur with wolf. Them boots look cheap and they look like you could have got them out of, as my mother would say, city trends. Okay. Manila comes out and she's got a whole dominatrix thing going where she's hopping and she's buckled up and her boots come all the way up. It was cute because it was her theme. Actually, it was cute. It was cute. Gia Gunn, I wasn't crazy about Gia Gunn's whole outfit because first I didn't like it. It was denim and she had these denim boots. They were cute. But I didn't like, because this was before because she now has implants, so it was before she had her implants. So her chest is flat. But she has this, like a denim coat, but she has it open. but it's flat. It's nothing there. And again, I get it that you are transitioning, but you know the tricks. You know how to give yourself some cleavage. You know what to do. It just wasn't cute to me. Then Latrice comes out and she's got these boots with like these little tassels and stuff on them. It goes with her bodysuit. It was cute. It was cute. It didn't wow me, but it wasn't my least favorite either. My least favorite was Naomi's because they weren't boot enough, right? So, like I told you, the tops were going to be Trinity and Manila because they won. And then the other person, Monique and Monet were safe. They were safe. Who else was at the top? Latrice was safe. She ended up being safe. Naomi ended up being safe. The bottom ended up being Valentina and Gia Gunn. And then the top ended up being Manila and Trinity. Everybody else was safe. So they go backstage to do their, to do their campaign or what have you. And this is where I say Valentina ain't no dumb bitch. So Trinity know off the break. She said, ain't no need for us to deliberate. Ain't no need for nobody to come and talk to me. I already know I'm sending Gia home. If I win that damn lip sync, Gia's going home. That's it. I don't like how she playing this game. I don't like how I see her, and I don't like how she moving. She said Valentina has been slaying. Yeah, she's in the bottom this week, but she's been slaying. Manila. She's like, I don't know. She said, why not eliminate a fierce competitor? I know I'm an old bitch, and I know it's been a long time since I've done this. So why not eliminate somebody that's a fierce competitor? And I can keep somebody like Gia Gunn around because I know don't nobody like her. And I know she ain't no competition. That'll get me one step closer. That's actually not a bad strategy. Your mistake was that you said it out loud. You shouldn't have said shit. Because Trinity went to her and said, well, let's put our heads together. What are you thinking? And she started off by saying, well, I don't know. But in that case, you should have just went along with whatever Trinity said. Nobody had to know until you won the lip sync. Ain't no rule that say you got to show nobody your lipstick. That's just something they do. I wouldn't have showed, because I remember last year with Miss Cameroon, she never showed her damn lipstick, did she? I would have just said, well, I respectfully don't want to tell nobody who the hell I chose. So I wouldn't have said nothing. But anyway, you kind of tipped your hand to Trinity. So Trinity went back to Valentina and told Valentina, said, look, she's thinking about sending you home. Valentina said, what? She's sending me home? How could she be thinking about sending me home? I did great. I rocked it. I was Eartha Kitt. Valentina is, in her mind, she don't understand what the judges saw. Because in her mind, she was Eartha Kitt. She embodied Eartha Kitt. She was everything that Eartha Kitt wanted to be, right? So when she had her one-on-one with Milan, she told Trinity, said, well, look, I'm going to win this lip sync and I'm going to save you. Don't worry about it. Valentina was like, bitch, you better win this lip sync. Because I can't believe that I might be going home. Like, you better do that. So then when she's speaking with Milan, tag on it, Manila, she says to her, Manila says, well, why? And to her credit, she was honest with Valentina and told her, yeah, I'm thinking about sending you home. You're a fierce competitor. Why wouldn't I? So she says to her, she says, if I keep you, basically she was saying, will you give me a pass if I get on the bottom and you are the lip sync? Will you keep me? Valentina said, no, I'm not going to make that promise. She said, why don't you beat me? And then we'll be here together. She said, I'm not making that kind of promise to you because this is a game. This is a competition. I said, okay, Valentina. Valentina said in her confessional, she said, if you want me out of this competition, beat me. I said, oh. She said, if I get past this, I see you. I said, oh. See, they play Valentina as this little dumb light, this little airhead or whatever. Valentina ain't no dummy. She ain't no dummy. She knows exactly what the fuck she doing. And all that is, I think, it's more of an act. You know, people been saying that, and I've been giving Valentina the benefit of the doubt. But honey, I saw it on this episode. Valentina ain't no dummy. She knows exactly what the fuck she's doing. And then Manila goes and talk to Gia, and she talking about something. She is just misunderstood, and she's just really hurting, and she's just this and that. No, she's not. Gia knows what the fuck she's doing. Gia went on there to stir the pot to make good TV. She even said it. She did a video. She even said it. She said, you know, reality TV is what it is. Everybody likes the villain. That everybody likes to put people who stir the pot. So that's what I'm doing. I'm stirring the pot. So anyway, Trinity and Manila are dancing. I get so emotional about Whitney Houston. Honestly, neither one of them impressed me much. The lip sync didn't do nothing for me either way. I thought they would give it to Manila. I keep wanting to say Milan. Because she was giving me a little something extra. But honestly, neither one of them were doing a whole lot for me. Especially for Whitney. Nope. They weren't doing much for me. Not at all. But anyway, Manila wins. And she chooses to send home Gia. Bye, bitch. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments.